after Qatar announced that 8 Indian nationals, Navy veterans, had been slapped with a death sentence on espionage charges. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has now also addressed the issue. Shashi Tharoor has stated that he is shocked to learn that Qatar has passed a death sentence on 8 former Indian Navy officers. He's also stated that he trusts that the Ministry of External Affairs and the Prime Minister's office will act immediately to support our citizens and bring them back home. But this is, of course, a statement that has come after India has, in fact, stated that it is deeply shocked and it is exploring all legal options. A reminder to our viewers about what exactly happened. On August 30th, 2022, 8 former Navy officers were detained by Qatar. Qatar had framed charges under suspicion of working as spies for Israel. The Navy veterans were employed by the Al Dahra Global Technologies company. With us on the broadcast this morning to discuss more is Ambassador Suresh Kumar Goyal, a former diplomat. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us on NewsX. Now, this is happening when the Middle East is already facing turmoil. What do you make of the timing of this development, especially considering that they have been accused of spying for Israel? Is it a move by Qatar to sort of, have some leverage over India? What do you make of this development?
Good morning, Pia, and good morning to all the viewers. It's quite easy to establish a linkage between what is happening in Qatar, award of death sentence to the 8 Indian Navy personnel, retired Navy personnel, on account of espionage charges, and link it to India's basically, I wouldn't call it support really, but India's position on Israel-Hamas war that is taking place, in which I think India has basically taken a very principled position on both sides. I don't think there should be any linkage between the two really. The point is that even in 22, when these people were arrested, they were kept in solitary confinement, clearly indicating that the charges against them were serious enough to warrant this kind of a treatment, which is not very common. And therefore, even at that time, there were reports which indicated that there were difficulties, even in terms of access to the Navy personnel, appointment of lawyer, etc. And everything pointed out to the seriousness with which Qatar government was treating the case. I think we should just stay on that course, and we should make every effort to get full details of what happened. There are many things which still remain under the shroud of mystery, unknown. We should get to know all the facts which we are entitled to under the Vienna Consular Convention, where the government of the citizen is entitled to this information, and on the basis of that information, make every effort to get these 8 citizens back home to India. Charges may continue, prosecution may continue, but there is no need for them not to be given any access to the Indian consular authorities.
Sir, yeah. India maintains that we are exploring all legal options. Could you explain to our viewers what exactly does this mean? What are the legal options available?
In this case, start with an access for Indian consular authorities to the 8 Indian nationals, and to have a proper interaction between Indian embassy officials, consular authorities, and each one of them to have their side of the story, and to have the meeting away from other sides being present, their private meeting. All this is then they're entitled to, because the Indian nationals, if they have when they have the side to tell, they may require privacy, and that is the entitlement. So after the interaction between the consular authorities and these 8 nationals, they are entitled to legal access, and therefore, if they request the Indian embassy to appoint a lawyer for them, Indian embassy will do that to fight their cases in the Qatar court on the basis of what actually happens in those cases. If we want the 8 nationals to be transported or sent back to India for trial in the court here, that also we can ask. These are all legal recourses available to India. So I think Indian embassy will try all this in this particular case with the Qatari government.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.